Of course, things that are sad can be unpleasant, but how would we know what sadness is? How would we know what happiness is without the other? If we never experienced pain or sadness, how could we appreciate happiness? So we can't notice this shift of different types of situations without the other opposite side of it. If there was never fear, how would we appreciate feeling safe? And this isn't to say we should seek out and get excited over unpleasant experiences, but knowing that unpleasant experiences are unavoidable, but seeing that these unpleasant experiences have a contrast to different types of situations that we find pleasant and enjoyable. So, once again, this isn't to seek out and celebrate unpleasantness, but it goes to show that with bad, there's always good. With yin, there's always yang. With sadness, with sadness, there's happiness. With fear, there's safety. With frowns, there's smiles. With crying, there's laughter. So we can kind of appreciate both sides of our experience and not feel so down when there's unpleasant experiences. But knowing that it is what it is, we can't live in a bubble and never get yelled at or never have someone honk at us when we're driving. We can't avoid these things. We can't control the world so that everything is pleasant all the time. But if we understand that the yin yang, sad, happy, is how we can appreciate the pleasant and positive experiences and emotions in life, and not dread the unpleasant so much. And then the stark difference between unpleasant and pleasant kind of melts. Because I've had experiences of crying, but if I'm crying going through some strong emotion, it doesn't feel unpleasant for me most of the time. If I'm crying because I'm thinking about things deep in life, about family, and I tend to have anxiety about not spending enough time with my family in life. And I've had several experiences where just out of nowhere, it's like every 6 months, I just start kind of bawling and crying. And I think about my family and I think about, oh, I wish I could spend every minute of my life with them. So I don't cry often, but I do cry. And I embrace it. I don't fight against it. I don't resist it when tears come in. Because when we cry and when there's sadness, it shows we have love. So that's another flip side. Because when you're crying, it shows you care about something. It shows you have love and compassion with something. And that's beautiful. So we don't always have to have this dichotomy of unpleasant and pleasant, of sad and happy. They're all kind of this. It's all life and energy in this universe, this existence, our consciousness, and its experience. And we don't have to cut through the stark differences because they're not inseparable. They're different, but at the same time inseparable. You can't have one without the other. In the same way, a wave in the ocean, there's crests and there's troughs. We can identify these two different aspects of a low and high experience of a wave, but it's just the wave. So sometimes separating good and bad can kind of lead to extra suffering on top of experiences that are already unpleasant. And they can all just be the same thing, and we can cherish moments of crying in the same way we can cherish moments of laughter.